Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video of Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. Now in today's episode, what I wanted to do is I wanted to cover what's going to be coming up in the game soon, what we can expect, as well as what every festival banner, or what every banner means, and what premium, dispatch, festival, and exclusive are going to mean in the future. I don't know exclusive is going to be the translation, so excuse me if I do say that, despite it not being the actual official translation. Let's get to this. So first of all, I'm going to cover all of the banner typings because that's kind of important. First of all, we have premium banners. Premium banners will have every single other premium unit on them inside the odd section. So for example, even if you can get the featured characters in Heisei, Urie, Shirazu, Saiko, and Mutsuki, there's still so many fillers here that can just pop up that it does get fairly rough. The premium characters that are here, any of them that come around will also be fillers inside future banners of exclusives and festivals. Personally, I'd say, in my own vote, do not pull on premium banners except for this Heisei. Every other premium unit that I currently have seen inside the game is less than stellar and is not someone that I would personally invest in when you can get them randomly off of any other banner available. Now, the re-units that have been added to the game in every Quink Squad member, as well as the future ones that will be coming, such as Rihinami, Orochi, Rijuzo, and Nutcracker, those ones are going to be available from pulls. However, the ticket summons, the ticket vouchers, will only be able to pull characters that came out pre-renewal. That's one of the reasons why I wouldn't say to re-roll for Eto, because you can get Eto from the summon vouchers. So despite you still playing the game, there's an inevitability that you're going to end up getting Eto at some point from these tickets. The issue is because the Quink Squad are inside here, they're the ones to reroll for because you can't get them any other way aside from main Kaku pulls. You know what I mean? So that is my stance on premium banners. Personally, I wouldn't pull on them because they'll always be there later. And then we have exclusive banners. Exclusive banners are ones that feature 1 to 3 characters, of which are mainly focused on, and it is a 5-step process. Now, it is one of the more expensive ways to get characters, but the characters that are available inside them usually are very, very good. For example, the ones that we'll be having throughout the next little process of the game is we'll have an exclusive banner that'll feature Owl, that'll feature Arata Shinohara, Narata Iwao, Awakened, of course, and it'll cost 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. 5 steps of 50 Kaku, of which gives you only 1 guaranteed step. So beware of banners like that, but the exclusive units that are inside it are quite good. I'm not going to be able to go through all the skills of every single character that will come to the game, but I will go through at the end of this video all of the units and what I think is a priority and ones to focus on. So I'm trying to structure it in the best possible way. It's hard. It's hard to do this. I'm not really used to all this fancy stuff. And additionally, with the exclusive banners, you'll also get Arima Narukami in the later half of, I guess, roughly about 3 or 4 months away. But Arima Narukami is a fantastic, fantastic unit, and it's arguably the best light character currently inside the game. He is a Paralyze Awakening light unit who is able to deal insane amounts of damage, and his skill halves the AP of the opponent's team because of the Paralyze. He is very, very good, but he is exclusive, so unfortunately it will cost a lot to get him if you're not extremely lucky. So plan around that accordingly, and that's how it goes. Then we have Dispatch. I want to cover this one very quickly because people have been asking about it. So I personally would never, ever spend Kaku on Dispatch. Mostly because you get free Dispatch characters off of Occupation War quite often, to the point where throughout the process of the summer event with the swimsuits, I got roughly about 4 copies of each of the swimsuit units, so then I had fucking 4 SSR dispatches just from that. You don't need to pull for it, ever. In fact, the actual game will give you vouchers to get dispatch units. The dispatch units that do come around, I don't exactly know if the new ones are available inside the ticket summons. I don't believe so just yet. However, I still wouldn't spend Haka on them regardless. Dispatches are good, but not worth your premium currency. You can always get them off of free-to-play tickets, and it's far more helpful. The highest priority dispatch units you want to get, though, are Psycho and Noro, however, because those two boost the points you get from dispatching, and that's really important when you're trying to jam out with the best of them at 100 million points in the next Occupation War. It's coming, and it's terrifying. And finally, I wanted to go ahead and discuss the final section of this, the festival banners. This one's kind of the hard one, so I did want to discuss this in a less confusing than it usually is way. So festival banners usually come around and they feature every unit that came out that's a festival before it, as well as boosted rates for 1 or 2 units that are festival. For example, the festival units that are coming out this week that'll be coming around will be Arima and Amon, Arima Ixa, of which is a extremely good DPS character. He's not very good at breaking, however he buffs his own attack with his skill, and his 10-10 skill is an avoidance, so 30% avoid is always solid when you can get a flat rate of just dodging and winning the world. He is very, very good and can do some really good work for you. Festival Amon, however, is easily the best unit in the game and can carry you through the world until it ends with you, because he is an awakening unit in a green. His original without awakening special does an entire AoE, as well as when he awakens, he becomes an extremely strong single target breaker, of which deals insane amounts of durability damage, and is able to inflict attack down anyone that he hits with it. It is just fantastic, and is fantastic for fighting bosses. His DPS is the highest in the game, his debuff is fantastic, his awakening is fantastic, he is just beautiful. Oh, hiccups, why? You cursed thing. Additionally, the Amon will have a 30% guard on the end of his tree, so he does have some really, really good things he can run. So I definitely think that he's very high priority and is arguably the one you want to get from the current Fest banner that'll be going on Friday. I believe it's going to come around on Friday night. So keep an eye on that, of course. But beyond that, there are going to be 6 fillers, I believe, inside that banner, and those are really important fillers. So I want to go through them one by one, because obviously people will be asking, is this one good? Is this one good? Is that one good? Ooh. So I'll go through them one by one. First, we have Blue Kaneki, the Awakening Beautiful Man. He looks very weird, but I personally really love him. He's a Blue Awakening. He is arguably the best one currently. He can deal extreme DPS while also kind of planning around different things. Here, let me actually pull up a translation of his official skills. Yeah, okay, here we go. So the translation of his skills is attack, defense, durability, same thing as usual. And his level 10-10 thing is a critical chance plus 30%. That's pretty solid for trying to deal extreme amounts of damage. Plus he has a lot of different hits, so super helpful. His unique ability is increase attack by 1.5 times when breaking a target. Is a single target buffer. That's not that helpful, to be honest. You probably don't want to give him to 100%, but he is good for DPS in the blue units, so I like him. We also have Hakuja Yamori, of which is fairly... he can do stuff. He can deal damage sometimes. He's a tanky unit. He's mostly made for doing strikes and being able to survive a little bit longer. I personally haven't really had the chance to use him, so I don't know his exact strengths, and I don't know his exact translations. I am sorry about it, but Hakuja Yamori will be in there, and he's dark. Yeah, sorry. No one pulls him. He's not good. Well, obviously, he is good, but when comparing diamonds, the ones that are less shiny are the ones that are less important, obviously. We have Festival Toka, of which is a extremely good light buff unit, of which gives you attack, defense, and regeneration, which heals you every turn. She can do some pretty decent damage. She gives herself a crit rate, I believe. Let me actually check this. No, she gives herself 30% attack when breaking an enemy, and she is able to heal status ailments. So any paralyze, any bleed, anything like that would just be taken away from it as well. She is very, very good, and the current best buffer in the game. She's a better version of the premium Psycho that's currently available here. So if you guys have pulled her, you can see where she'd be really helpful. Then we have Festival Akira, which is a fairly decent blue unit. She inflicts bleed on the enemies, and in my experience with her personally, I wasn't a huge fan. She is good against bosses and is kind of made for inflicting bleed, then backing out and just leaving it, because that's kind of her main purpose, but she does do decent work on a team if you don't have anyone else. Obviously, any of the festival units I'm currently talking about right now are the ones you would want to have on your team because they're better than all the other units in the game. Obviously, the ones I'm talking about are comparing between the other festival units. All of the ones you pull will be better than the units you pull from normal premiums. I'm going to say that right now. You don't need to ask that because that is the case. Got you. Then we have two more units I wanted to cover here. I believe in Jacket Kaneki, a fairly weak red unit of which can buff himself when he does breaking, and is a extremely meh single target character that heals only himself. He was made pre-renewal when there was one health bar for all the units, so he was made to heal the entire health bar together, but unfortunately because post-renewal separated the health bars into different things for each person, he became shafted, unfortunately. He's not that great, but he can do your work if you don't have another red unit to use. Then we have Festival Juzo, of which is a dark AoE unit, and he's good. He can do work. He does damage. It's just a lot of like, oh, AoE big swings. However, he does get replaced fairly handedly immediately afterwards in the next banner, so I'd say even if you do get him, he's good for a team until you pull someone else of which can carry you a little bit fancier. And yeah, that is all of the fillers that are going to be on the original banner with Arima and Amon. So like, despite them having the boosted for Arima and Amon, there are quite a few other units inside there that are characters that people would want. I think Whitehair Kaneki is one of the main ones, but like Toka is one of the big ones as well. And like Akira is people's like waifu. I know about that. So it's something to pay attention to. That banner is one of the ones I'll be doing all the steps on, unless I get Festival Amon, of which I'll be stopping either, if I get him before step 3, I'll stop there, or step 5 I'll stop, because that's also the guaranteed step. Oh, and I did end up neglecting to talk about festival banners do cost 300 Kaku in total. And the way that the banner is structured is as follows. In this Arima and Amon banner, there will be 30 Kaku, 40 Kaku, 50 Kaku. At step 3, it is a guaranteed SSR, so you'll get at least one SSR. Could be any premium, could be Heisei, could be Eto, could be some trash lord meatball Amon. It could be anything. Then we have 40 and 50. At 50, at step 5, you get a guaranteed festival unit. Could be the boosted ones, could be Arima Amon, could be Kaneki, could be anyone. But it has to be festival, so any of the units I was talking about a minute ago. And then it's 50-50, I believe, with the 7th step being the guaranteed festival unit. 50% for the main featured units, and 50% for the older units that aren't featured. So there are no complete guaranteed steps to get the banner unit, but you have a pretty decent chance of getting it. And my vote is to do the steps you need to get a good 2-festival team together, and then stopping. Because that kind of sets you up for the future and being able to carry yourself into the future that comes around. However, after this festival banner does end, we are going to be ending off into the next occupation war that will be coming around, and going into some other festival units that will come around. So I'm going to go through them and just shotgun them in the order that the units are going to come around and their banners. So Hafukuja Kaneki would be the next festival unit that would come around on the Friday of the next Friday when the occupation war starts. Hafukuja Kaneki is a very good unit who's based around breaking. His durability is fairly shitty. He doesn't really have that big, good... he can't tank. He's a horrible tank, but he makes up for it with his breaking and his DPS. His durability damage is insane. He does AoE. and he screams with the power of everything and their mother. He is very good. I personally prefer Arima a little bit more because he's more of a solidarity character, but Hakuji Kaneki does have a guard at his tier 10-10, so he can be similar to Festival Amon and very good. Additionally, if you were to pair Hakuji Kaneki and Festival Amon with someone who buffs guard rate, they would go beyond 30% to even further above that. It is fantastic. Then after that, we have Festival Rize, a fairly good AoE light breaker unit, of which can deal some severe DPS and is a straight counter to all dark types. She's made to counter and destroy PvP, basically, and she can sweep past entire dark teams and shaft them within one decent skill. She's very good. However, immediately after she was added to the game, it was data mined for Ghoul Heisei to come, and fortunately they did split the banners, so I did not end up pulling for Rize on Reinvoke. She is fantastic, and if you aren't interested in the next unit that comes after this, in Ghoul Heisei, I suggest going for her, because the banners are separate. On the banner with Rize, you can't pull Heisei. On the banner with Heisei, you can't pull Rize. They'll both be running side by side, so you have to choose between the two and which one you want to go for. Ghoul Heisei, however, does very, very little durability damage. However, he makes up for it in complete, overwhelming DPS. His skill buffs his attack by 1.75 times and does a bunch of damage. Additionally, his unique skills include a killer for red, blue, and green, meaning he's able to do 1.5 times damage to all of those, while also being dark and killing light units. And his final 10-10 skill is a 30% crit chance. He is fantastic and has carried me into the world. I do think that his banner is a very good one to roll on, because you can get Hakuji Kaneki on it, you can get Amon on it, you can get Arima on it. It's just a really decent banner and has a lot of characters that are, or units that are fantastic inside it. But if you weren't too interested in that or the Rize, after that there would be a rerun of the Akira and the Toka as boosted rates, so if you want to get those ones, you could get them at guaranteed steps 5 and 7. I wouldn't personally pull on a reaction banner because they are reruns and they aren't that great in my opinion compared to whatever else might happen. We have Blue Kaneki and Hakuji Omori getting a reaction banner. Don't really like that one too much either. Leave it to you. Then we have a big, good, fantastic, beautiful man in Festival Shirazu. So Festival Shirazu is a unit that I personally wasn't too excited about. When he came around, he wasn't really this big, oh wow, fancy, I'm so excited, because, I don't know, he just didn't seem that interesting. But once we got him dropped into the game and I read his abilities, I kind of read through him, I played with his, like, kit and stuff, I think he is the current best festival unit in the game. He is a red awakening unit, of which can deal insane amounts of durability damage, as well as has 2 different parts of his kit that can do different things. When non-awakened, you can get his durability damage up to 10 or so on his normal skill, which is insanely good. Or if you're trying to go for more DPS with him, you can awaken him and do a flat 5 durability damage. However, on top of that, you also deal insane amounts of damage. And if he's buffed, he can crush things. Additionally, his 10-10 skill gives him a buff every single time he breaks someone, times 1.8 times attack, I believe. Let me actually look at this. Yeah, no, at 100% mastery, at full dupes, increases attack by 1.8 times. No, wait, that's not at max dupes, that's at 10-10. Max dupes is just AP plus. Yeah, no, he's fantastic. You don't even need to put fucking stimulants into him and he's still fantastic. That is a great banner. That banner will have Festival Shirazu, it'll have all the old Fest units, it'll have both Ghoul Heisei and Rize, and it just has Shirazu. Shirazu's fantastic. I think that's a really important banner to get into. However, it is a long period of time away, roughly about 3 or so months, maybe 4. Then we personally got some other units that won't be coming around. Then we got a rerun of Jacket Kaneki and Juzo. So if you are looking for the reactions from those guys, you can get those and get those guys. Those are the festivals. I talked about those guys. I don't like them too much. Then we have another banner, the last one we've gotten currently on JP with the Festival Re Akira. So there is 2 different versions of Akira. One where she has the original haircut with the normal part, and Fuiguchi, she's blue and kind of alright. Then there's this one, the Festival Re Akira, of which is a hardcore light dark killer. She's okay. She can do quite a bit of work, but I personally think that she is a hard skip for me because you're able to invest in her later, and she will be a filler on future festival banners, so there's no real reason to pull for those along the way. So you have to kind of plan around that. And that is, in fact, the end of my list. So we have went through every single banner that will be coming into the game in the future, aside from the birthdays, because I don't really have that all in line just yet, and we'll see who ends up getting adapted. Hell, we had Takizawa's birthday, but he didn't even get a unit, and he has no SSRs currently inside the game. So who knows? Bandai is weird. But we do have Black Reaper confirmed be coming to Reinvoke next, or soon to next, so that'll be interesting. He's going to be a great unit in the future. He is a support unit that also breaks the entire enemy team with 10 durability damage and gives guard and avoid rate to the entire team, so he buffs both Amon and Arima Festival in their 10-10 skills. He's just great. I don't know if he'll be coming to Rebirth. I don't believe so. I just doubt it, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep on watching for things, and if it does come around with Black Reaper, I'm gonna pull for him, unsurprisingly. No one's surprised. I think it's gonna be exclusive. And the final thing I wanted to cover at the end of this video, at the tail end of this whole thing I'm not looking forward to editing, we finally have birthday units. So birthday units are banners that'll come around during the birthday of a character. The main ones I can think of are going to be Kaneki and Arima's birthdays inside December. But other than that, I can't really think of who else is really important. We did have some good ones that came around in Birthday Psycho, which she was amazing, but I don't think we're gonna get her inside a banner on Rebirth, unfortunately, until next year, at least. So we'll see. But birthday units can be good, and I'll try and cover them as they come out. Either way, that is going to the end of this video for right now. If you guys do have any questions about festival units, if you have any questions about how banners work, feel free to ask in the comments below. And if you do need any more tutorials on the game, please do let me know. I'm trying to cover everything as things come around. And obviously, there's a lot of misinformation going around currently inside the Rebirth community. I'm watching YouTubers' videos, and I'm trying to like go through things. People are just saying nonsense gobbledygook a lot of the time and not actually discussing what the gameplay is actually like. So if someone does say something about a game, always be skeptical and always try to look into it yourself, because you can't always trust them. Hell, I'm sure I've made some mistakes in this episode. Just want to say that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.